Some Hungarian Jews once advocated for the Khazar theory of Jewish ancestry as a tactic of assimilation. Before I begin, I want to be really clear that if you hear someone these days talking a lot about the Khazars, there's a strong likelihood that they are anti-Semitic. Not only does this suck because it's racist and wrong, but it also makes it really difficult to talk about this fascinating piece of history. So first of all, who were the actual Khazars? They were a likely Turkic Khaganate that emerged in the 7th century in the western steppes to the north of the Caucasus. They were, like all Khaganates, incredibly diverse, and like most Khaganates, run by a culturally separate elite. In its beginnings, the Khazar Khaganate was mostly Tengrius, like most steppe peoples, but there was a noted tolerance for Judaism even in the first centuries. So there's potential evidence by way of primary sources and some artifacts that at least some of the Khazar elites might have converted to Judaism around the 9th or 10th centuries, making it one of 2 states for this to happen in like 2,000 years. The extent to which this conversion took place is highly debated. As you can see, the anti-Semitic argument here is that the Khazars did convert to Judaism en masse, and it's those Jews who led to the European Ashkenazi Jews of today, a foreign or alien force, or like not the real Jews. But whether or not the Khazar elite were Jewish, it's been conclusively proven that they have nothing to do with Ashkenazi Jews. But some of the first people arguing that European Jews had a continuity with Khazars were in fact integrationist Hungarian Jews. That's because when the Hungarians first arrived in Europe, they had an offshoot of the Khazars called the Khazars with them. The Byzantines even called the Proto-Hungarians the Western Khazars. One of the first Hungarian kings was Samuel Aba, who converted to Christianity but was from a Khabar family who might have been pagan, but they also might have been Jewish. Were the Khazars who came with the Hungarians Jewish? It's just hard to tell. Some graves in Serbia and Samuel Aba's name itself indicates that they might have been, but nothing's conclusive yet. But as there was a strong movement in the 19th century for Hungarian Jews, especially Neolog Jews, to integrate into Hungarian society, some Jewish writers strongly embraced Khazar continuity. Samuel Cohn, a Jewish historian and the first rabbi to preach in Hungarian at the beautiful and famous Dohan Street Synagogue, argued that the conquest of Hungary was a common feat and achievement of the Hungarian and Jewish peoples. Cohn stated that as organic parts of the nation, they also enjoyed all the privileges of the Hungarian conquerors and were tightly and intimately connected to the life of the Hungarian people. Adolf Schilberstein Otvos suggested in the Neolog Jewish weekly Egyenlőség that it was thanks to the ancient Jewish influence on pagan Hungarians that they so easily adopted Christianity. It's really tragic to see these arguments being made in parallel with rising anti-Semitism in Hungary and across Europe. In 1933, in that same periodical, Lajos Szabolcsy wrote that a mysterious 100 years community of destinies and spiritual kinship binds together the Hungarian soul with the Jewish soul. Of course, this was published only a few months after Hitler took power.